Hello, hello, hello. Today I'll be going over the OG Chinese heavy tank, the 113. Now this thing has been in the game for a long time and now unfortunately it's tucked away in the collectibles or collector's tech tree or collector's tree where you can find it when you get to tier 10 with any Chinese tank out there. But this is a 113 heavy tank, tier 10, and my god. This thing has really good pen, and it's moderately quick these days. Actually, in this game, the AP is a 249 penetration, the 440 alpha. You could not hear that. You might be wondering why did this stop? Well, he heard a little bit soft boom in the distance from artillery. There's some sound cues here and there that you can go for, and that was one of them. But I think my voice kinda made you so you could not hear that little sound cue that goes on there. While you have a 440 alpha, your reloader is around 8 seconds. At least mine, my 113 is around 8 seconds. I decide to immediately push around. There is no one going 1-2 line, no one to spot. I could have maybe done that. I normally don't like to get down to 1-2 line. I usually get locked and then you can't get out and then you get trapped. But here, you get already worth our while to go around. We got a free shot in a 113, M103, not a 113. Unfortunately, the scorer here actually clips me. I'm completely ignoring the scorer because I thought the scorer was way further away and would not sit where he's sitting, because it's kind of a dead man's place sometimes where you get where the scorer is. You can't escape and you're locked there, and if the enemy team gets someone up on the hill, well, you can't do anything. He can just continuously blind shoot you and kill you. So it's kind of a dead man's drop over there. But you're gonna see the scorer actually pulls out and can actually maintain that area because our EBR-90 is not keeping him down. I don't know what our EBR-90 is doing, but I was seeing that there's no more traction to be made here. I can't claw my way down or side scrape someone down or hull down anything. So I'm just leaving everyone else that for some reason sees something they can do here. So I'm just gonna rotate out and decide what I'm gonna be doing. And dabble a little bit of the gun. The gun depression is 7, which is actually a buff from where it first released. I think he had a 5 or something, maybe even less. I think it was a 5, but it's got buffed to a 7, the gun depression, so you can actually use this thing in various different holddowns, which is greatly used for it. The mobility, touched a little bit on that in the beginning, it's actually quite fine. 50 kilometers, sure, a turbo would be very good for this tank, because you have only 15 in reverse. And that is kind of a drawback when you want to be this assault breakthrough heavy tank kind of thing. And here I almost missed the TVP because I was not prepared for the little dip that the TVP went through there. Here I'm aiming for the TZ, but I'm snapshotting and missing the Jagdpanzer. I should have waited for the Jagdpanzer to come here, or I should just aim the Jagdpanzer, but we're getting blessed. Nice. He stopped perfectly for me to shoot. I'm telling now the Waffen or the Skora, I think is up there, that hey, you know, you best be ready to spot over there. The spot for me though, which is very helpful. I managed to track him, so he stays put. And there we go, picks out. Here I'm a little bit nervous because they got a lot of tanks in the middle and a lot of tanks in front of me. So we will see what we're gonna do. While the tank goes only 50 forward, the turning for it is actually, it's quite nimble for being such a big tank, I would say. So you do turn kind of quickly. You're kind of, you know, picking up speed relatively quickly. I have no field modification unlocked on this tank at this point of this game, so I don't know with them how much better the tank will be. I think it's gonna be somewhat. Here I should have loaded heat way earlier than just sitting there looking ominously on him with my AP. We're waiting for the juicy moment where the Jagdpanzer is gonna be showing our side or showing frontal lower plate, and it seems like we have a side shot. There we go. The armor of the tank, it was really supposedly shines through. You have a very strong 290mm of turret frontal armor, but you got two big cupolas to be hit, to be shot at. The hull armor, the upper frontal plate, is a little bit on the weaker side these days of the heavies. You can get penned there by a high heat pen or high AP pen, obviously. I can't remember exactly the breakpoint, but anything above 330, 320, I would say has a more than a good chance of penning the frontal plate. Here, we're realizing that they're all leaving the 9 line, which is one of the most important places for us to stay if we're gonna have any type of holding here, because everyone is just going around, they have no clue what to do. The STB, 50B are still hanging around in the middle, which maybe not so terrible, but the STB is out in the open, 50B is trying to cling on, the Waffen and the OP-140, I don't know what they're doing in the back, sniping. But we're finding a Grille here on the flank, and we're gonna see if we can't connect him, and we completely missed it. The EBR is actually up and moved up there, so we are quite hampered here. We cannot really engage. We tried to see if we can shoot the EBR, no. Alright, so we need to solve this puzzle. The EBR peaks again, I try to snap, completely miss, but I need to shoot whatever shots I can find in this EBR. While I dabble a little bit, oh look at that, the EBR stayed a little bit too long. I guess he was not prepared for how quick I could pull the trigger. But I realize now that we have to just get out of here. We have to do something. We find this Grille and oh, the T30 bounced me. I'm a little bit shaken by that. Loading HE for the Grille, easy to go. And the T30 is rushing in, we see that on our side, we're looking where he's going this way, yes he is. Okay, let's prevent that so we don't get overwhelmed. Maybe aiming lower plate, but open for track, the T30 is torpedoing us. Oh god, I don't know who sent him, but someone sending this torpedo after me. And he's still going for me, even though there's an STB shooting at him. Yep. You gotta try to shoot 113, don't you? I completely missed the Centurion AX is up, so we need to get away. Driver died, that's kind of bad. Oof. And Gunner died, that's also really bad. Oh, and we still have cooldown on the first aid kit. Centurion just misses. We have around 18 gun elevation actually, so we have a good chance of shooting up. Here I recognize I have to do something. We can't just sit behind this mountain and wait for our doom. So I'm trying, alright, maybe I can find a C75. Last time we saw him was a 2-shot. Maybe we find a Skoda, he's a roughly 1-shot I think. The armor, the armor of the tank is not the best, but it kind of holds up here and there. You can side script with it. It's a little bit weaker on the side script, but we're good that we got in the shot in the fight. That means we can finish him right there, and we hit the dead phase 1. And this is looking very bleak and very dire. Artillery fires. Oof, so we get to retract. We even get to stay here longer. We don't want to stay here longer. We need to deal with the E75 now. Oof. The base view range of the tank is 400, so we have no problem mounting up an IRM, rammer, and a vertical to get full view range and also get the beneficial. To make the gun good, we see the turret, E75 fired. The SDI died behind us, and oh boy, we're in the Kulabano territory. Alright, we need to be aggressive. We need to kill the Skoda immediately. We need to kill the VZ55 immediately. They're also 1-shot. Oh, there's a Skoda. Oh, we managed to pick him up. I need to see where they're coming from. Are they coming from our front? Yes, here come the VZ. Artillery is fired. Oh, can we hit them? Yes. Oh. And the Centurion jumps from up top and tries to jump us, but he misses. And his Jagdpanzer shoots immediately, gets around. And here we see, oh, I was dabbling between doing damage or not, but I've decided to do the track shot and get around him. And just in time that we get the first aid kit so we can be a little bit maneuverable. and actually get out of this predicament and get the Jagdpanzer 100 kill as well. Oh my god. Oh my god. I couldn't even commentate that fast even if I tried. If we do a quick recap, oh, as you can see, what I'm trying to do here is just to get away from the artillery, and it was just barely, if you saw that on the mini map, that he fired. Oh. To do a quick recap of what happened there is that the VC-55 is just rushing in with no care in the world, just rushing in, pulling the trigger early because he wants to try and beat my reloading time. Managed to hit my track. I managed to shoot him. I managed to shoot this Chad at the same time almost. Oh my god. And the Jagdpanzer is like, you know what? I'm just gonna shoot immediately. He's right in front of me. And then the RNG takes the shell and lands it on my track as well. And at the same time, the Centurion AX jumps from up top and lands in front of us. I mean, you could even write this if you tried it. My god. RNG smiled upon me today with this game. Thank you so much, RNG. But hey, it's not over yet. We still have this artillery to dabble with. Last time we know, it was roughly in this area. We tried to do some long-range blinding to see if we can connect. I kinda really feel bad that I used up both HEs on the Grille now, but at that point it looked like we had to use the HE on the Grille to even just survive. We try to just circle around there. We maybe the artillery, since he hasn't blind fired or since he hasn't done anything, he maybe push down the middle. Or push down the 1-2 line to up the middle where I'm heading towards. So I'm just gonna try and shut that down immediately. As I keep my keen eye in case he starts moving now. Luck have it, he has not moved yet. Or I would say unlucky, because we are very prepared for that. Ooh. Now this was a game that turned around really quickly, but hey, sometimes you are lucky, and sometimes you just gotta say thank you for the luckiness. Because so often we get the unlucky roll in this game. But when the luck changes, oh man, we gotta praise that. We gotta salute that. It's brilliant. It's only 2.5 minutes left. I think they've been riding to, hey Snö, go cap. Go cap, why don't you cap? And I think go capping here is the wrong choice. One little artillery hit close to me and I'm dead. Artillery can sneak up here and there to get close enough to kind of, you know, pick around the corner and quickly shoot and then pull back, and then I can't catch up to him. It will be hard for artillery to do that, but it can happen. The cap on cliff has many different dead angles. And what you see me doing here is that I want to see if I can, if he sits in the corner or not, and peeping. If I get spotted, to be frank, I should have dropped a little bit earlier, but I don't, so I kind of feel, alright, we can move up, get closer. Alright, my bet is that he must sit in this corner. There's 1 minute and 4 seconds left. Maybe my team pings north, thinking maybe he sits there. Alright, we gotta clear the corner immediately. If he's there or not. If he's not there, we have to just keep on the speed and keep rolling and get back. Oh, he is there. Alright, we see if he... I don't think we're tall enough to peek the right side. Plus, he can have an easier splash shot there. So what I'm thinking here is I try to get a shot while I'm having a slight distance from him. And I want to make sure that he doesn't disappear as well. Also, but as soon as I shoot, I need to rush forward. So he's gonna have a hard time shooting me. Oh, we have a shot. I just want to be 100% sure. I want to force him to a position where he can't move. There we go. I mean, low roll. No. Yes. Artillery. Oh, this is for everyone who has been shot by artillery at the end, but has died. But this today is tankers win victory. Oh yeah, and here we go. A Kulubano with the 113. Oh man, I really hope you like this, but let's check into some medals in the post-game. See you there. The post-game, we have a 7,385 damage, 1,391 peasant damage, 7 kills on top of that. We aced it. We got a Top Gun, Shield Wall, High Caliber, and of course a Kulubano fighting off alone versus 5 enemies. I would say we were very lucky here though, very lucky, not gonna say anything else. And we actually earned credits, even though we're loading heavily on the heat rounds here. We earned 24,000 credits. Was a long game, was a fun game, but more about the tank when we get into the garage. I'll see you there. We're at my garage here, slash hangar, slash tank parking lot, I guess it is now. We start like we always do, the crew, and then we go for the equipment, and then we go for the consumables and the ammunition, and then we finalize with the final with the final modification. No, with the field modification, obviously. So let's start with the crew. The commander, brothers in arms, 6Ns, repair, recon, and firefighting. Straight up, there's nothing to be talking about here, to be honest. I mean, you kind of want to have the view range. Firefighting is just because the tank do get set on fire kinda easy. It's not the most resilient critical hit table, as it's called, with you know, how often a fire will appear or when we will get ammo rack. So I prioritize firefighting over camouflage. The gunner, I go with brothers in arms, snapshot, repair. Then I pick concealment, and then I pick firefighting. Here you could switch around concealment and firefighting. I can't remember why I have one concealment. I am guessing it's just to get some camouflage, because the tank is flat bedded. Like it's kind of a flat tank. It's not so tall, so the camo value is quite okay for a heavy tank. I mean, as good as it's gonna be, I would say. Maybe you could also change out the concealment, pick armor. That would be it. But I think concealment is better overall. You might get more usefulness for it. The driver, brothers in arms, smooth ride, repair, off-road driving, and then firefighting. You could maybe pick clutch braking. The tank doesn't really need it. We need to go quick on a straight line and just be kind of like a soft medium tank, I would say. I'm a soft medium tank. I guess a heavy medium tank, you could say. And that's what off-road driving will help us. Just that slightly speed on a straight line. For when we rotate. The loader, brothers in arms, safe stowage is very important because this tank gets ammo racked quite easily. Repair, situational awareness is also super important with recon because of the equipment, and then firefighting. And like I said, you can pick a camo. You can pick camo later. I don't think. No. Anyway, let's go into the equipment. Here, the tank got a big boost when the new equipment came, because then you can put an IRM, and then we have rammer and then vertical stabilizer. The IRM just allows you to be able to do small, minor movements to not lose too much aim time, so the gun doesn't bloom out too much. And that is just superb, because this tank was falling behind all the other tier 10s. But he caught up with this improved rotation mechanism. Sure, it didn't really eclipse them like it once were. It once were one of the top dogs out there. You can still do a good round, and I hope the round that I show you was good enough to reconsider this 113 again. The second row of equipment, I honestly don't see what you should change out or what you should do differently for this tank. I guess you can pick. I actually don't know. Ventilation, but then you kind of sacrificing your gun handling again. It's not gonna. It is a drastic difference. So I guess you pick ventilation as a second equipment. You can check my spreadsheet, what I have also put up. Anyway, let's carry on. We got the shells. Here, it's a heat spamming tank. You want to utilize this 340 heat pen. It is so good. It is so worthwhile. And this is one of the OG heat spammers. Not super OG, but mid OG original. That all these shells has 950 shell velocity. So you could just load up one set of shells just fully with heat, and then you can have one where you have more AP. In the sense that when you get the top tier and there's a bunch of tier 8s in the game, then you can load up more AP. Because then you're just gonna easier overmatch them with the AP.
and not lose too much credits. And obviously, even though we burn, I use food. It's just a must. Let's go over the field modification, which will be the trickiest. Not so tricky. Like always, we'll go with all terrain. This is super important for the tank because we're gonna do big rotations. The next one, gotta get that dispersion down. It's worth it. The aim time, you're always gonna have the aim time. The minus does not outweigh the plus. We take the plus here. And then the extra view range. Here, it's done deal. This is what you can pick this and then not have recon, I think it is, but you must have situational awareness. And then you're gonna get full view range. So this is kind of an important thing to take if you don't have the crew yet for it. Here comes the one that I am most conflicted about. I mean, more top speed, yay, is great, but I don't, like, you barely reach up this. It's gonna be tough. I guess if you used turbo, you can use this one. Be a super fast 113. It can work, but I guess if you can really boost up the gun with the bond or bounty bird stab, it can be really good. But almost want to pick this one just because I know I won't be struggling too much, and it's just like I won't go up too much in the top speed. I don't know. This one I'm almost indicative to leave out. The next one is super good to take. No, it's not the 2 extra hit points. It's obviously better dispersion of movement and hull traverse. Oh man, I can't wait until I get my 113 fully field modification up to see how good this one will be. Will this be just enough to tip over so you can use maybe a turbo on it and just a regular vert stab, or maybe you can use a bigger vert stab and then you use this one and it's gonna be amazing. But as for a second slot to pick, for me it's a firepower, just to boost up the rammer or vert stab or the IRM. Straight up. So this is how I would have picked my pick on my 113 here. This tank is a love-hate relationship for me. I like it, but I never really liked it a lot. But I do perform well in it. It's one of those tanks that just had this medium heavy tank hybrid kind of thing going on for itself, and I guess that's why I was okay with the tank. But anyway, thank you so much for watching my tank review of the 113. I hope you liked it. Stay tuned, because there will always be some more tank reviews. And I'm out of here.